Hi everyone, this is Torm, and I'm picking up Doki Doki Storm one last time. We're in the home stretch here. This is approaching the end. We're into Act 4. So yeah, let's just get right back into it. Yuri has just been magically brought back to life. Well, I mean, you know, the game got reset, you know what I mean. There we go. It's Tuesday. I sit in my classroom seat pretending to look over my school notes. It's harder to focus in the class than it has ever been for me. Really, all I can think of is how much I'm looking forward to escaping to the literature club so I can find out what in the world just happened. I remember everything. I experienced this week twice, and it looks like I'm about to experience it a third time. The last thing I remember was being bodiless, floating in that strange place with Natsuki, Sayuri, and Monika saying that she was resetting the game? Does that mean everything is back to how it was the first time? As casually as possible, I reached down for my bag on the floor next to my seat. I opened my bag to see my green knife in there. Or is it called Vernita? Where'd that name even come from? I cover up my knife again and go back to pretending to look over my notes. Even though I have plenty to feel anxious about, in a strange sort of way I actually feel calmer than usual. Because I know the people around me aren't real. Somehow they seem less scary now. Under other circumstances, I might like to take this time to reflect on the irony that I have always found my escapism in fiction, yet I have been a work of fiction all along. But right now, I'm focused on counting down the minutes until the end of class. Finally, the bell rings and I hurry out. I make my way to the club room, unsure of what to expect. Hello? Yuri! See? I told you so. With a look of unrestrained delight, Sayuri rushes forward and gives me a big hug. I'm so happy to see you again! I can't believe you waited for class to finish before coming here. Except, I sort of can. I'm too startled to return Sayuri's hug, but it's the warmest contact I've ever experienced from her. She slowly releases me. Oh, I got a little excited. I just never got to do that the first time around. Sorry if you're not a hugger. That's okay. I think I might be. Natsuki walks up and lightly jabs me in the shoulder with her fist. I'm not hugging you, but it's good to see you again. I gaze uneasily at her. All I can think of is the torment that she went through, some of which was at my hands. But she's smiling now, so I do my best to return her smile. So, you two remember it all as well? Natsuki nods. Uh-huh, and a little more, too. I'm the president now. You are? But what about Monika? The cheery atmosphere suddenly fades. She's gone. And good thing, too. I don't know what I'd do to her if I saw her again. She didn't bring herself back. I think she's still in that weird starry place. Probably afraid to face us. I think she's still watching us, though. Maybe she'll join us again when she feels ready. She better not. Natsuki extends her middle finger and gestures toward the ceiling. You watching this, Monika? You see that? You seem sad about this, Sayuri. I just wanted everyone to be happy together again. That's all I ever wanted. But on the plus side, I have new powers now. Powers? Yeah, I guess because I'm the president. I can see to the game's code much more easily than before. For example, I can see that Torm is still in his classroom, spacing out as usual. With that expression. In that case, can you tell me if my parents are okay? I think so. Yeah, there they are. They're in a shop? Oh, I guess they own the place. They seem fine to me, Yuri. You okay, Yuri? Yes. I think everything is fine now. Sayuri has a faraway look in her eyes, like she's tracking unseen objects. Yeah, this, that bit about Yuri's parents was... It was sort of a last-minute addition to the script. I did want her to still be concerned about her parents, but I wasn't sure, like, where I should fit the reference in there. Because I didn't really want her parents to be the focus of the scene, but anyway. So I just sort of breezed past that. Moving on. Oh, Tormies is moving now. I think he might be coming here. Great. Then we have something we can do with all these cupcakes. Natsuki gestures toward a covered tray near the closet. Tormuse? How much does he know about all of this? Nothing. He's more clueless than he's ever been. Yeah, I talked to him earlier. I just kind of played along with the whole game thing. It's a little disappointing, to be honest. I wanted to share this stuff with him, but I'm trying to look on the bright side, because we can get to know him all over again. It'll be like making a new friend. So, we're not planning to let him know about the nature of this world? Well, I think we should tell him when the time is right. But for now, can I count on you two to play along and pretend you've never met him? Natsuki shrugs. Well, I suppose, if you think that's best. Great, because he's coming here. He's almost here. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Sayuri turns to us and says in a conspiratorial whisper, remember, when he gets here, act surprised. This is going to be so much fun. Oh, yeah, one more thing. I almost forgot. Yuri, you're the vice president now. Just then the door slowly creaks open and Tormuse timidly enters. Hello? Ah! Sayuri's eyes light up in exaggerated surprise. Tormuse, what are you doing here? Well, I just... Ha! So you're the Tormuse that Sayuri's always talking about. I'm trying to remember how this went the first time around. I think I gave formal pleasantries at this point. Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you, Tormuse. We're the Literature Club. I hope you enjoy your visit. Come on, Yuri. No need to be so formal. He's gonna think we're really strict or something. Sorry, Natsuki. I'm so sorry. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. I look forward to working with you. Working? Tormuse, don't tell me you're... That's right. The club I've decided to join is yours, Sayuri. The Literature Club. No way! No way! Ah! Just as I'm thinking she can't overdo it anymore, she pounces on him in a bear hug and starts jumping up and down. Hey! Natsuki whispers to me, she gave me one of those too. She gave me one of those too. I think she just needs to get all the hugs out of her system. More aloud, she says, well, if Sayuri is this happy, then I'm sure it won't be so bad to have you around. Not to mention, there's 4 of us now. That means we can become an officially recognized club. I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate. What an appropriate day for that, isn't it? Yeah, after all, Natsuki decided to... Hey, don't ruin the surprise. Sorry. Everyone, sit down at the table, okay? How about I make some tea as well? As Natsuki and I approach the closet, I feel torrents of emotion roiling about inside me. My hands shake as I pick up the kettle while Natsuki picks up the tray with her cupcakes. Our eyes meet. There's so much I want to say to her about everything we've just been through that I don't know where I would begin. Natsuki... I trail off. The despair I'm feeling is overpowering my voice. She looks at me with a pained and uncertain smile. It's okay. We'll talk about it later. I nod. It's about all I can manage right now as I go out to fill the kettle with water. Yeah, so... Obviously this is just a retread of the original Act 4. At this point in the game, I expect anyone in the audience wanting to just get through this bit, so... Anyway, just moving on. Once out in the hallway, I have a moment to myself to think. Thinking about what I want to say to Natsuki, thinking about my plans for the future in this strange new world I find myself in. I wonder if plans have any meaning at this point, knowing what I know now. Does anything have any meaning? Did it ever? Anyway, I should focus on making tea for now. I'll figure everything else out later. As I heat up the water, I see that everyone has started eating cupcakes without me. 3 of them are gathered out around a group of tables, cheerfully talking amongst themselves without a hint of how much suffering went on in this room during the previous iterations of this week. It's all a bit uncanny, but I steel myself to continue playing along as I bring my tea set over to them. I distribute teacups to everyone and then place a teapot next to Natsuki's cat-shaped cupcakes. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess? Already trying to impress our new member, Yuri? That's not... I turn away in irritation. I actually don't care much about Tormuse anymore. After everything we've been through, it's impressing someone who is so ignorant of what's going on just feels futile and irrelevant. I'm just playing along. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. So, Tormuse, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, here it comes. Natsuki's favorite form of literature. Manga. Natsuki perks up just like before. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. I go through the motions of playing with my teacup while also going through the motions of talking about my favorite subject. I'm starting to regret that I agreed to participate in this farce. I feel no passion at all in what I'm saying, even though it's a subject I'm normally passionate about. I've come this far, and I'm not going to let everyone down by giving up the act now. The least I can do is try to make everyone else happy. That means I'm not going to bring up horror books this time. But you know, I like a lot of things. Don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? I'm certain we can find something we have in common. Hey, Yuri. Eh? Well, what about, the first thing he said? Manga? That's right. Maybe I can set up Tormies and Natsuki together. She can have them as far as I'm concerned. Natsuki tends to read manga in the club room. Don't just say it. Besides, manga is literature too, So, if Tormies wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything. Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. A sudden idea strikes me. However, it could also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. You can take this opportunity to try something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, Tormies? Maybe we can all try something new. I think it could be fun. And we'll get to know each other a little bit better too. I mean, that's the kind of thing literature clubs do, right? I don't disagree or anything. Yeah, you're right as usual, President. Natsuki winks at Sayuri and they share a knowing look. Guess that means I should try picking up a novel or something, huh? Well, that would make two of us. I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm not the only one. And as for Yuri... Huh? Silly now just dawning on me what I just opened myself up to. I have to read manga. Jeez. You're the one who suggested we diversify. You should be a little more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful. Hurtful? I didn't realize. I don't want to hurt her. I don't want her to hurt at all anymore. It makes me all the more certain of what I should do, of what I need to do. I'm sorry for disrespecting your interests, Natsuki. If you're into it, then I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature. Are you just saying that? No, I've realized my error, in more ways than one. So if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well. Really? I mean, it makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. You can trust me to find something you'll really like, okay? The look of silent gratitude in her eyes almost makes her forget about all the pain I put her through. Same here. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the club meeting. Just you? Perhaps this can be an opportunity to get this terrible guilt off my chest. Would you like to come along with me? If you don't mind. Not at all. I always go alone, so... Yeah, me too. This is so cute. Sayuri, shut up. He's so rude. I don't know what I ever saw in him. I'll show you some manga there too, okay? Yes, I look forward to it. The meeting comes to an end, and Natsuki and I clean up the food. Well, alright. I've gotten past all the retreading stuff. Gone to the new material. We work in silence as Sayuri and Tormies continue talking to each other, and the two of us leave the club together. Natsuki and I walk along together in silence for a time. I don't know where to begin, and I don't know if I can even bring myself to say it. I keep looking at her, wanting to speak, but my voice dies each time, and I look away again. The strange thing is that she's also casting furtive glances at me. Finally, she speaks first. You didn't eat any of my cupcakes. Is that bad? I really don't need anything else to feel guilty about right now. I'm just not overly fond of cupcakes. I just think it's funny. In the other week, you told me they were the best cupcakes you ever had, you liar. I'm feeling very unsettled. This isn't the direction I want this conversation to go at all. It's okay. I know you just wanted me to feel good. I'm glad you did it. I liked it. I don't deserve the smile she's showing me. Natsuki, I owe you an apology. I told you it's fine. I was just messing with you. Natsuki. I stop walking and turn to face her. She stops too and gazes at me incredulously. I'm really sorry. What for? I look at her confused. What does she mean, what for? I hurt you. I was cruel to you. And that was on top of some already harsh circumstances you were going through. That wasn't your fault. It wasn't you. It was Monica that made you that way. Anyway, I'm the one who should be apologizing to you. Now it's my turn to be incredulous. But you were so good to me. Even when you couldn't remember our friendship, even with your own struggles, you tried to help me, and I was so ungrateful. I know I'm understating the heinousness of my actions, but I'm already struggling not to cry as it is. And I'm deeply ashamed of how I acted.
Yuri, you can't blame yourself for that. You're pretty out of your mind. You didn't know what you were doing. I mean, you even called me beautiful at one point.
Aren't you?
Well, anyway, my point is it wasn't real, so none of that matters. I can't understand how she can just dismiss everything I did to her. I remember everything that happened. I remember what I thought and how I felt. I remember how much I wanted her to suffer. I feel like I should suffer in retribution.
It's very kind of you to say that. You really are a good person, Natsuki. Which is why I wanted to apologize before I go.
What are you saying?
I'm sorry. I wasn't really planning to go to the bookstore. I think I'm going to go home now. Goodbye. I turn and walk away from her while I can still muster some sense of dignity. If I stay any longer, I'll probably start to cry, and I'd rather save my crying for when I get home.
Yuri, stop!
She grabs a hold of my forearm. I gasp in fear while pulling my arms away from her. It takes a few seconds for me to calm down enough to speak. But please don't touch my wrist.
Shit. Right. Sorry.
There's a pause while I face her, cradling my arms in front of myself, trying to control my breathing.
I'm not going to let you kill yourself.
Kill myself? I'm not going to kill myself. I feel foolish. I suddenly realize how my goodbye must have sounded. I just think I should leave the literature club.
God damn it, Yuri, don't scare me like that. I saw you dead once, and that was too much. Just choose your words better next time. Why, Yuri? Why do you want to leave?
I can do my reading at home. It's what I'm used to doing anyway.
That's not an answer, and you know it.
Why is she drawing us out? I just wanted this to be a quick goodbye. It's painful enough as it is. But then again, maybe I deserve this pain. I can't pretend I'm normal anymore. Everyone's seen what a monster I am. You'd be better off without me.
Don't say that. You know it's not true. That's not who you are.
Yes, it is. You heard what Monica said. You just had to change a few numbers to turn me into Mr. Hyde. That's what I'm always on the verge of becoming.
Well, screw what Monica said. She's a total bitch, and you shouldn't listen to her. She's just another bully, like those bullies who hurt you before. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I don't know if it makes it any easier to face Natsuki's anger when she's directing it at someone else. I just want to get away now. She knows better than you might think. There's something seriously wrong with me. Something I'm always trying to keep hidden. She just brought it to the surface. It's best if I keep it away from you. I'm sorry for upsetting you, but I think I should go now. Yuri, I don't want you to go.
She mumbles something I can scarcely believe. What was that?
I said I cared about you.
I care about you too, Natsuki. And that's why I have to go. To protect you.
Well, if you're going to apologize, then I should get to apologize too.
You don't have anything to apologize for.
I'm talking about before. I realize now what you meant about feeling like you deserve to be hurt. Are you thinking about hurting yourself?
I look away. Even though all my secrets are laid bare, I can't bring myself to answer.
I get angry over such stupid things, such stupid, pointless, and petty things. None of that matters next to what you've been going through. I mean, you told Monica that you've been dealing with this for years?
I still can't look at her. It's not your fault.
Are you sure? Can you look me in the eye and tell me that I never made you feel like you deserve to be hurt?
I can't. Images coming into my mind of the evening after the fight with Natsuki, the night that I cut into my breast. I want to say it wasn't that bad, but I know that would be a lie. Just thinking about it is bringing tears to my eyes.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry. When I saw you in that hallway, covered in blood and crying, that was the worst thing I'd ever seen. And if I've ever made you feel that bad.
Natsuki,
I let these stupid insecurities get to me. I always felt like you were better than me, and I didn't know how to deal with it, so I just lashed out. But you didn't deserve it. I was just being stupid and immature, and Monica didn't change me. I don't have that excuse. I'm just a dumb, simple kid like everyone thinks I am. I act like I know what's best, but I couldn't even focus on what really matters.
How could you have things so backwards? I'm not better than you. I'm ashamed to admit that I thought so once, but you've proven that you're better than me, better than I could ever hope to be. I can't function as a normal human being. I can't even help myself, let alone help others.
No, I can't stop myself from crying. I've always been this way. I was born with something broken inside me. I don't know how to make friends. I don't know how to do anything. But it's my problem, not yours. No one else's. And I have to deal with it on my own. You don't have to be alone, Yuri.
I've always been alone. I wipe my tears away and try to regain my composure. It's okay. I'll be okay. I've survived up until now, and I will continue to survive. There's no need for your concern.
But I don't want to be alone.
I'm very confused. But you won't be alone. You have other friends. You have Sayuri and Tormuse. I'm sure Tormuse would love for you to share your manga with him.
I don't care about Tormuse. And Sayuri's nice, but nobody comes as close to understanding me as you. And if there's anything I've learned from all this messed up stuff that happened, it's that the world is a shitty place, and I have to hold on to what matters. Like that stuff you said to Monica when we were in that weird floaty place about valuing friendship and about wanting to help someone who was abused. That was real. That was meaningful. You're not a monster. So if you really think you're a bad person, I think you've got some serious cognitive dissonance going on.
Natsuki?
I hope it's okay that I looked that up on my phone instead of an actual dictionary.
Very good, Natsuki. But it's not just that. I've been pretending to be normal for my whole life, and I know I don't do a very good job of it. I mean, I can try, but that's about it.
You better not be making fun of my poem.
On the contrary, I think it captures my situation perfectly. I feel disheartened seeing everyone around me being normal so easily, and I just can't do it anymore.
Then don't. Don't pretend to be normal. Normal is boring anyway. I want to see more of the real Yuri.
You can't mean that. The real me makes people scared or angry, or both.
Well, I've already seen you at your worst. You're never going to get that bad again. So I think I can handle it. Just please don't go.
I'll consider it. No matter what happens, I'd like you to know that you're very special to me, and you've made a big impression on me, one that I know will last me a lifetime.
Then there's one more thing I need to tell you. I don't know if I can say it, but I know I have to.
Well, would it help to write it down? Sometimes that helps me.
Yeah, good idea.
Natsuki pulls a pen and paper out of her bag. She writes something down and hands the paper to me. I love you. She kisses me. My initial surprise gives way to profound understanding, and in an instant, everything falls into place. I know why I always feel so nervous around her. I know I've always felt a desire to get closer to her. I know why she's so important to me. It's as if all my scattered thoughts and emotions and values have been brought into focus in one searing moment. I feel like I'm where I belong. I can't believe I didn't realize how I felt about Natsuki until this moment. The kiss only lasts a second, but An eternity is contained in that second.
Sorry, let's just take a moment to appreciate that image. and the music too. Yeah, Moonlight Sonata in a major key. Yeah, okay, put that back in. Yeah, I know it looks, I know it's cartoonish, it's kind of a different style than all the other work, but I liked it. I really like that image. I got permission from the artist Mickey Monster to use this. Yeah, you know, when I when I was originally writing this, I didn't plan for Yuri and Natsuki to get together. I just thought they were going to have a tender little moment here, and then the game's going to end. Well, the game gets deleted by Monica at the end, as it happens in the original. But when I got to this point, when in my writing, I was like, I put them through too much. I can't just have a, you know, I had to give them a happy ending, you know? It's just, I just love this. It's just everything is building, everything is built up to this moment here. Anyway, moving on.
Was that okay? I love you too. I gently take her face between my hands and kiss her on the lips, tenderly and passionately. Her whole body tenses in surprise, but then she relaxes into the kiss and slowly brings her hands to my hips. I close my eyes and allow my passion to take over me. I never imagined that my first kiss would feel this natural. A lifetime of nervousness and anxiety is washed away as all my concerns and fears that used to seem so important are forgotten. The outside world falls away to be replaced by worlds of sensations. The feeling of her small hands gripping the sides of my blazer, the sound of her soft moans as I run my fingers through her hair, the taste of sweetness on her breath. I think I like the taste of sweet things now. Eventually, the kiss concludes and we gaze into each other's eyes. My hands are still caressing her beautiful face and her hands are still on my hips. I love you, Natsuki. It feels good to say it. I'm sorry it took me so long to realize it.
It's okay. I was kind of slow about it too. Plus, I wasn't sure if you were, into girls.
Well, I don't know about girls in general, but I can definitely say I'm into you.
I'm glad. You have no idea how glad I am. I love you, Yuri. There, I said it.
Natsuki's been blushing this entire time, but somehow she seems redder now. We continue looking into each other's eyes for a moment.
Yuri, is it okay if I come with you to your home?
I am home.
Well, that's real sweet and profound and stuff, but I meant, can we go somewhere where people aren't staring at us?
I look around in embarrassment, suddenly reminded that there is in fact still a world around us. I love that line. Just the fact that, you know, oh, Yuri's like so caught up in it that she like didn't just forget about the other people around her, also generally forgot that there's a world besides Natsuki in that moment. I don't know, I just think it's a beautiful sentiment. Yeah. Incidentally, the music playing, it's only the first 12 bars of Moonlight Sonata, because after the first 12 bars it does some weird modulation that I had trouble converting, so I just figured I'd stick to those bars. I mean, if I put a lot more thought into it, I could probably, with some creativity and put some thought into it, I could probably convert the whole song. Maybe I'll do that for a future version of this mod, but for now, you know, just those 12 bars, that's good enough. Anyway, moving on.
I mean, unless you think your parents will have a problem with it or something.
That's not a problem. They won't be home for a few hours.
Long pause. Natsuki's breathing becomes noticeably more rapid. That sounds perfect. Let's go.
She takes my hand in hers, and we walk together into a beautiful future. Hand holding. In the Reddit post for this mod, I had content warnings, which include, it's just as a joke, I said premarital hand holding. There it is. There's your hand holding. Although arguably there was another instance of hand holding earlier on. There were two instances where she holds MC's hand. One when she's like handing her special poem to him, and again after the weekend scene. But anyway, here's the more meaningful hand holding, I think, where they actually know that they love each other, and I just think that's all sweet and adorable. And yeah, and that's it. That's the end. And then there's the credits. Thank you for playing Doki Doki Storm. And this is the third movement, based upon Doki Doki literature held by Team Zod. Writing coding for Storm to this first mod by me. And then the rest of it's art credits. Yeah, it's a good song, but I'm gonna turn that back down again. Yeah, got a lot of art in this. Look at the little emojis. Yeah, some art was pulled from the community art folder for the DDLC modding community, and some of it was like stuff I commissioned, like I paid people to make it for me. Peach Cake did some fantastic work. The crying Yuri CG and the laughing Yuri CG, gorgeous work. Really brought those scenes to life, I think. Credited Ludwig von Beethoven. That, don't want his ghost haunting me. Yeah, if I forgot to greet someone, that's me. And finally, Yuri and Natsuki's story isn't over. Continue their story at this YouTube link. And I might blur that link there because I included this. This is a bonus scene featuring Yuri and Natsuki together. It actually leads to a series of bonus scenes, and I put it here as sort of a social experiment, I guess you could call it, to see how quickly people find it, and knowledge of it spreads and so on. And it's I don't know, it's been kind of interesting because I use bit.ly links, which means I can track it, track people's clicks on the links. Excuse me. It gives me an idea how many people play my mod. Or how many play it all the way to the end anyway. But yeah. I must say, I have gotten like overwhelmingly positive reactions to this mod. I mean, there were a couple of negative reactions to the Natsuri finish. The Yuri and Natsuki getting together. Someone seems to suggest that it came out of nowhere, which it really didn't. I mean, I spent the whole mod setting it up. Like, a lot of it is in very subtle ways, like Natsuki blushing a lot while she talks to Yuri, for instance. There's right from day one, there's Yuri's little talk about gender roles.
she just generally finds the rules around gender kind of confusing to begin with. That was sort of a hint that she's, you know, she's not particularly inclined one way or the other regarding gender. Yeah, just generally trying to set up the chemistry between them, like like including that you know, like the mall scene, where I highlight that they both have their own issues that they struggle with, and I think they can really, you know, find some comfort in each other. Also, the original game, Natsuki at one point remarks that Yuri has a, quote, mature sexy figure, unquote. Like, basically hinting that she expects MC to take her more seriously because of that. Which, like, it's kind of, as somebody said, Natsuki, your gay is showing. You know, like, seems to sort of hint that Natsuki has an attraction to Yuri, like even in the original canon. Yeah, so I put other hints like Yuri calling Natsuki beautiful. Even in Act 2, like all those little comments about how beautiful Natsuki is, or why can he not see past her beautiful face or something, you know, or that, you know, that twisted moment of her being aroused by Natsuki's blood. Kind of sort of the dark version of Natsuri, I guess. But yeah, you know, oh wait, hold on. I just like this part of the music. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, what was I saying? Okay. Got to the end of the song. Let's go back to the menu. Yay! There they are. God, so cute. Anyway, yeah. So I spent the whole mod trying to set up this this chemistry between them in subtle ways, even though it, like, setting up things between Yuri and MC was a lot more overt, obviously. And that's just, I mean, well, one, that's the original canon. That's just how it went. And two, I just like subverting expectations. And three, going through the process of writing this, like spending so much time trying to get into the heads of the characters, it made me realize that how well they fit together. Like it in the past, and I even said this I explicitly in my previous mod, like True Literature Club, that oh, Yuri and Natsuki are like oil and water, like polar opposites of each other. You know, I can't imagine them getting along. Yeah, I've come to believe through the course of writing this, like, they have a lot more in common than I initially thought, and yeah, I ship them together pretty hard now, to be honest. I'm actually really looking forward to writing a sequel that explores their relationship together. I've actually already written a good chunk of it. So yeah, Storm 2 coming someday. Who knows when I'm gonna get it finished? Yeah, I'm still figuring out a lot of the details. I don't know how I'm gonna end it. I've got a lot of significant events planned out. And it's going to explore some themes that I kind of, if you'll excuse the expression, left hanging at the end of this. Like, for instance, I mentioned in the Act 3 scene, Natsuki is still dealing with, frankly, she's dealing with the trauma of being sexually assaulted by her dad, and how much that messed her up. And that's going to be explored a lot in the sequel. And yeah, and also Yuri adapting to life in a relationship. I was going to explore that too, because she's spent her whole life being alone. So this will be an all new experience for her, and there's going to be lots of introspection about that. So that'll be interesting, I think. Yeah. So, I'm pleased to see how that all turned out. Debating whether or not I want to have one more episode of this, one more video, where I narrate the bonus scene, which was in that link a moment ago. But that sort of defeats the purpose of my my little social experiment. If people can just watch it from a non-unlisted video, because the bonus scene is an unlisted video, so theoretically people can only find it by playing my mod first. I don't know. I guess if there's demand for it, maybe I will. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Yeah. Someone had I think, good idea of including that bonus scene as, well, it's the epilogue for Storm, but it could be the prologue for Storm 2, and I think that's a good idea. I think I might I'll just have that on as an optional extra at the beginning of Storm 2. It helps. It'll help set up the sequel, I think. Yeah, that's future plans anyway. But yeah, that was Doki Doki Storm. A mod that was like 2.5 years in the making. Again, not that I was working on it constantly or anything, but that's when I started working on it. Probably going to take a break from recording stuff for a bit, but I also kind of think I'd like to do a recording of New Eyes, which is the other DDLC mod, which is like a Yuri point of view mod. I've never played it before. Sort of curious to see how it compares to mine. I expect it to be very, very different, but that might be interesting. If people aren't sick of all the Yuri mods on my channel. I don't know, I haven't gotten any complaints yet. Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's it for now. It's a good note to end on. Yuri and Natsuki, happy together. They're adorable.
And yeah, I'm just going to say until next time.